How to make your fragrances last in humid weather. So I've made one of these videos regarding hot weather in general, but humid weather is a different monster entirely. I live in a very humid climate. When you walk outside, it's kind of like walking into a sauna, but the problem with that, fragrances don't tend to like to last when it's very humid outside. So there are a few tricks. If you live in a humid climate, there are a few tricks you can use to make sure that your fragrance lasts as long as possible. Now, disclaimer, first of all, the heat loves to destroy fragrances. So if it is hot outside, there's only so much you can do. You know, if a fragrance usually has a longevity of 9 hours, it's no matter what you do, it's probably not going to last that long if it's too hot outside. It's just going to slough off of you. But you can still make it last as long as possible. So the first thing is, and this is kind of the go-to for wearing fragrances in general, before you put on the fragrance, make sure you put on some sort of lotion or oil on your skin first. That will give the fragrance a good foundation to work off of. It'll stick more easily to your skin because putting it on bare skin doesn't work that well for longevity. So basically any kind of lotion or oil will do the trick. Doesn't matter really what kind it is. Even if it's, the lotion has fragrance in itself, that shouldn't matter unless it really counteracts the scent of your fragrance. But besides that, it shouldn't matter too much. You just need a good foundation. So once you have that, you can move on to actually putting on your fragrance. So in humid weather, it's best to wear lighter and more fresh fragrances, but sometimes those naturally don't last very long. You know, light fragrances often last 4 to 5, maybe 6 hours if you're lucky, just because those light notes don't naturally last that long. So if you want to give yourself a little bit of an edge, you can always choose a fragrance that is light but also has some heavier notes to ground it, like wood notes, maybe musk notes, something just a little bit heavy to increase the longevity of that fragrance, because otherwise it's just going to vanish within 2 hours, even 3 hours. So yeah, fragrance that has light top and middle notes and then some heavier base notes to ground it, that's a really good option for hot weather in general. Especially humid weather, because you're going to be soaked in moisture pretty much as soon as you go outside. Your fragrance is going to just try to drip off of you. So you need something to cling to you. Then, besides that, you should be aware of the concentration of your fragrance. I recommend the higher concentration is better, at least in this situation. Ditch the clones, because very low perfume oil concentration. Maximum is like 5% perfume oil concentration. It's really better to opt for either eau de parfum, which is 15 to 20% perfume oil, parfum, which is just perfume, which is 20% or more, and then sometimes there's the extrait, which is a bit harder to find and more expensive, but that's even a higher concentration. So basically, higher concentration the better. It should last longer naturally. And then you want to make sure you apply the fragrance in the right areas. Pulse points are very important. Pulse points are basically warm areas of your body, so the neck here, inside of the wrists. Some people spray their shoulders, their clothes, a good option. But mainly the neck and the wrists. Also maybe the inside of the elbows is a good option. But pulse points are important because when the perfume oil interacts with the warm skin, it's going to express the scent better and just last longer. Then, before you go out into the humid weather, you want to lock in the scent. So even though you got the nice foundation of your lotion or your oil, you want something over the fragrance to kind of protect it and seal it into your skin. Using a body spray or body mist is a good option for this. Just a very fine mist, something just to cover the fragrance that you put on. It shouldn't dampen the scent of the fragrance itself. It's just something to kind of protect the fragrance molecules themselves. Some people also put on an eau de toilette over their stronger concentration of perfume, because the eau de toilette still has a scent to it, and it's still kind of locking in the stronger layer of perfume that you put on already. So basically doing that, if you put on the body spray or the eau de toilette over top, you should be as fit as you possibly can be to go out into humid weather. Like I said, you're not going to be invincible, your fragrance isn't going to be invincible, but it's going to be the best it can possibly be. And it should last a relatively long time, even if it's super humid, super hot. So, that way you won't have to reapply your fragrance so often. But those are my main tips for, making your fragrance last as long as possible in humid weather. If you have any questions or opinions about this, you can always leave those down in the comment section down below. If you like the video, leave a like, maybe subscribe, and I make videos throughout the week, so stick around for those.